Good morning folks, how are we all doing? Royal Enfield 650 shotgun, that's today's review bike. Now as always, my reviews are based on my opinions and thoughts of riding this bike on an all test ride, same as you would do if you come down to the shop to test ride it. I do recommend you test ride them yourselves and check all your facts and figures with the shop. Don't just take my word for it in case I made a mistake. Current prices according to Royal Enfield are $6,699 on the road, raising to $6,899 on the road depending on the colour and model or various spec. However, Cardiff M&Ps currently have offers on. Please do come and check, make sure, see what they say, don't just take my word for it. I think they're offering 500 quid off at the moment on this particular one, the shotgun. So we'll take it a spin as normal, see what we think. Catch you in a wee bit. Okay, having fired the bike up, we have the usual start kill switch, hazard lights, horn, indicator, headlights with pass, high beam, dip beam, brake and clutch as normal, information button which if you press gives you the trip meters. There we are. You have fuel gauge, time, gear indicator, speedometer, idiot lights at the bottom. On the side here is your Royal Enfield tripper. If you download the app to your phone, you can connect your phone to the tripper, and like the Beeline, or I think it's Beeline sat-nav system, it gives you turn-by-turn navigation if you want that sort of thing. Brake feels nice, clutch, adjust that a little to more my cup of tea, there we go. Now, this is more of a bobber style than a cruiser style. Now I've ridden all the other 650s, including the Meteor, or Super Meteor Cruiser. So I thought we'll give this one a go. Pulls away beautifully from very low revs. Right, straight off your seating position is a little bit armchair. As if you're sat in an armchair. It's quite pleasant. Gear change is smooth, throttle's nice and responsive but not aggressive. Front brake, awesome. Rear brake, oh, very good. Something I have noticed with Royal Enfields is their rear brakes tend to be extremely good. Far better than their front brakes. Come on, any time today would be nice. And we're off. Now your feet are slightly forward. Not as far forward as the Super Meteor, but it's actually a very comfy riding position. Just to give you an idea, I'm 5'6" with a 30-inch inside leg. Now for me it's a very comfortable riding position. Seat is firm, but quite large, so it even fits my fat backside. Not bad, eh? Right. Roughly 30 miles an hour. We are currently in third gear, nice and smooth. Yeah, not a fan of the mirrors, I think I go for bar ends. Oh, what a pleasant riding position. Now when I first sat on this bike, I wasn't overly fussed by the fact that my heels are touching the engine, well not my heels, my ankles, sorry, are touching the engine casings, which I thought would annoy me. But to be honest, I just twist my foot very slightly, open my legs a bit wider, pardon me, and it's much more comfortable riding position. Not an issue. Beautifully down through the box. That is really pleasant to ride. Okay, when we come to a dead stop, my heels are slightly raised off the floor, but only by a tiny bit. Now, along with the fact this is a brand new bike and the suspension does soften over a period of time, so I'd say I'd probably flat foot it in a few months of use. Let's go this way. So if you're of the shorter stature, or at least you haven't got very long legs, I think you'd be fine. Obviously people with longer legs should be fine too. The sound off that exhaust is beautiful. Yeah, pull it. Now you can't see it on camera. This is quite a steep hill. Leckwith Hill. It's known as being fairly steep. Fourth gear, 40 mile an hour, pulling up here like a train. The road surface is not pleasant, to be honest, but the bike's coping really well. It's comfortable. We're not banging and crashing over the bumps. It's not beating the living daylights out of my backside. In fact, this is a really nice riding position. Now, as I've said many times before, I am not into cruisers in any shape, manner or form. I have ridden the 650 Super Meteor. I've also ridden the 350 Meteor, and I did ride my mate's Harley, his 883 Iron. Oh, I did ride the, what they call it, Benelli 502X. The X, no, C, sorry, 502C, which is like a custom bike. I call it a Judge Fred bike. Oh, sod's law, it's starting to rain. And I got on okay with them. I don't think, apart from the Super Meteor, there was none of them I would actually buy. But again, the Super Meteor I had issues with because of the foot peg position. If I remember correctly, I found it a little bit outstretched for my shorter legs. I was sitting too close to the tank for my cup of tea. This is sweet. Bloody typical. My day off and it rains. Oh well. Excuse the spots on the camera, folks. So what exactly have you got here? Well, you've got a 650 twin. When I do the walk around, I go through all the specs properly. If I remember correctly, it's about 47 brake horsepower. So we're not talking arm-wrenching powerful. It's not going to take off like a scalded cat and rip your arms out their sockets or lift the front wheel. But then, is that really what you want out of a cruiser or bobber style bike? I think we'll call it a bobber because it's pretty much a bobber style. So, as for what it's designed to be, it's rather pleasant. Power delivery, as I say, is nice and smooth. Gearbox is smooth. It's exactly what you would want on a bike like this. Smooth and comfortable. Now, so far so good. Really enjoying this bike. It's very pleasant to ride. Very simple. There are no rider modes or anything, which suits me down to the ground. I like simple and basic. You know, it doesn't lack any oomph off the line. It's not super quick, as I say, but it's not lacking in power. Obviously you'll carry a pillion quite comfortably. I think you'd be fine on this if you want to do longer trips. It'd be absolutely fine. Solo water you up. Yeah, really nice bike. Very pleasant to ride. I do like the very positive feel on the switchgear. Some people say it's a bit clunky, a bit old. I like it. I think it's quite nice. You know you switch the indicators on or off. Same with the gear change. It's smooth, but it's definitely positive. You can feel the gear change. It's not wishy-washy. Clock is nice and clear. Right, so you can see better. Cruise control would have been nice on this, obviously, if you're going to go travelling, but having said that, you're not paying big money for it. You know, less than 7k on the road for a 650 cruiser, I think it's pretty good. Right, just before we do the walk around, there's something I wanted to test out. A little bit of a hill climb coming up from the seafront in Penarth. There's quite a steep hill. And there's also quite a slow limit, 20-mile-an-hour limit. So I just want to see how it handled that. One thing I will say about the riding position is you are, or at least I am, very slightly leant forward. Almost in a sort of naked road bike, sportier position, if you like. Ooh, marvellous. Which is fine, but I'm used to the KTM and the Himalayan where I'm sat very much upright. So it is a little bit uncomfortable for me, but it's because I'm not used to it. I think if I rode this bike on a regular basis, I'd be fine. So don't take that as a bad thing. It's just so you know, you are leant slightly forward. Now I wonder if I can pull in by the quayside here and get a nice little photo of the thumbnail. Which would be good if I can. Yeah, I think we can pop in by here, very quickly take a photo. Okay, there we are, second gear, steep hill, 20 miles an hour, effortless, absolutely effortless. I thought it would be, but I just thought I'd give it a quick check, because I have taken the other 650s on the same route, or most of them. Marvellous. Okay, let's get down to my favourite walk around spot, and we'll do the walk around. I'll give you all the specifications that I've gleaned off the internet. Alrighty folks, what we have here is the Royal Enfield 650 shotgun, a bobber style version of their 650 twin, parallel twin, oil and air cooled. It's a 648cc twin, parallel twin. It produces 46.4 horsepower at 7,250 rpm and 52.3 newton meters of torque at 5,650 rpm. Now, as I say, all this is gleaned off the internet, so you know, if it's wrong, that's down to what I found on the internet, not me. Okay, let's start at the front. Right, heading from the front, LED lights all round, by the way. We have Showa upside down forks, which are 43mm, non-adjustable unfortunately. The front brake disc is a 320mm disc, stopped with a twin pot caliper by Bybree, which I believe is a subsidiary or made by Brembo. This particular model has the correct engine bars on it. I don't think they come as standard. Moving back, we have a standard exhaust system, which is not bad at all. On the rear, we have twin shock absorbers, also Showa, with preload adjustment, and a rear disc which works extremely well. 300mm rear disc with the same twin pot Bybree caliper on it. It is a very good brake. Now, something I did notice the other day, these foot pegs, you can actually unbolt them. I'll try and get the camera around, there we are. You can unbolt the foot pegs without unbolting the exhaust. Why would you want to do that? Well, you can unbolt the seat as well. All this framework and this rear seat will unbolt. So you can convert it to a single seater very easily, and then convert it back to a twin seat when you want to take somebody out. Pretty clever, eh? Right, what else have we got? Rear wheel is a 17-inch rear wheel. The front is an 18. Kind of odd sizes, but there we go. Seat height. Seat height is 31.3 inches. Now, say I've got 30-inch inside legs, so my heels are slightly raised off the floor when I'm sat on the bike, but the suspension is brand new. After a while, it does soften off a bit, and it will lower slightly. So, should be pretty good for that. Your fuel tank is 13.8 litres. I don't know what it does to the gallon. I'm going to guesstimate around 50-60 mpg. So you should get a decent bit of mileage out of it. Now, if I am correct, and please do double check this before you take my word for it, this bike is A2 compliant, which I believe, if it is, would make it the only custom cruiser, bobber, call it what you will, factory built bike that is A2 compliant with a 650 engine. Definitely something worth considering. I believe you don't even have to modify it. But as I say, please do double check these facts because I don't know for definite. You'll also notice as standard, you get a centre stand, which I think is brilliant. Centre stands are always useful when you're doing things like chain maintenance, where checking your tyre pressures, etc. Obviously, prices, as I said earlier, according to the internet, start at 6,699, raised to 6,899, depending on the model, depending on the colour, basically. Now, the salesman did say this morning there is an offer on these bikes. I believe it's £500 off at the moment. What's the day? 6th of July? 7th of July? Something like that. We're early June, sorry. We're in early June, so get yourself down to Cardiff M&P's, get a test ride on it, and if you like it, chat to the salesman, see what offers they've got on. So they do have offers on at the moment. A really nice bike. Oh, I've just noticed, hadn't noticed before, a little bit of a metal bash plate, which does protect the oil filter. What a cracking idea. So, you don't go about stone chips breaking your oil filter. Really clever. Now, one thing about this bike, which I really do like, you've got adjustable levers, which I think is great. Span adjustment, so if you've only got small fingers, they work really well. So you run through the switchgear outside the shop. But I believe it was username Kate pointed out that these bikes are infinitely customisable in their standard trim. As in, you can remove the seat, you can remove the rear foot pegs. You could change things like mirrors, lights, exhaust, etc. by using the Royal Enfield factory parts catalogue. Or you could go aftermarket yourself. Now, for me personally, if I owned this bike, I'd use bar end mirrors, I'd do away with all this bit, mount it all up on the mudguard, and a different set of silencers to make it sound better. That would be about it, really. Or remove the rear foot pegs and the rear seat. Chuck them in the shed in case I need them. Yeah, so are you looking for a reasonably powered, comfortable, easy to ride, bobber style motorcycle? This is it. Absolutely ideal. Like I say, not super powerful, so great easy bike to ride. Be it an experienced or newish rider, you won't have an issue on this. As I say, I believe it's A2 compliant, but please do double check that. And they're not expensive. What more could you want? Like I say, nice bike, all different colours, different models. Check them out on the internet. Get yourself down to Cardiff M&P's. They're Royal Enfield main dealer, so they know their stuff. Have a chat with the guys down there. I'm sure they'll sort you out a nice deal on a nice bike if you're interested. Okay, I think that's about it for the walk around. Best do some more riding. Right, here we go. Dual carriageway, 70 mile an hour limit. Sixth gear. Miles an hour. Yes, it'll do it. It feels like the engine is revving quite high. And also the wind blast is quite high because it's a naked bike. So if I drop down to 60, I think that's a much more pleasant pace. is some vibration through the handlebars, as you'd expect. Not excessive. In a word, yes, it will do motorway speeds. I personally would stick around 60 as a guide of a cruising speed. So, overall wind blast, yes, which you'd expect, but not uncomfortable. I think we made a little quick summary, haven't we? 650 shotgun, Royal Enfield shotgun. Really nice bike, like all the other 650s in their range. I will admit I'm a bit of a Royal Enfield fan. Oh, getting that open. But I've not found a bike of theirs I dislike yet. I think their build quality and everything is improving vastly every year. I know they are putting an awful lot of time, effort and money into development to bring up the build quality. So this is a really nice bike. It's put together well, it looks nice. It's a well-known engine because it's used in the Continental GT, the Interceptor and the Super Meteor. As I said earlier, if you want a fairly non-expensive or affordable, if you like, bomber style bike with loads of potential to customise, either through the Royal Enfield catalogue or your own aftermarket parts suppliers, this is the bike for it. I think it suits anybody at all, from the experienced rider who wants something to bumble around in, or on rather, to a newish rider, possibly even A2, assuming I've got it right that it's A2 compliant. Double check that. There's nothing intimidating about the bike. It's not heavy, it's not difficult to ride. It's very smooth, very easy. All the controls are nice and comfortable. My only issues as such with the bike, and this is personal to me, is the fact I'm slightly leant forward and it's pulling on my shoulders a bit. Now I do have slightly duff shoulders anyway, and I am used to a much more upright riding position. So take that into account. Other than that, I see no issues with the bike at all. Oh look, a scram. Very nice. Sorry, I get distracted. Yeah, really nice bike. Great to ride. Suit anybody. Could pretty much do everything on it. Apart from a track day. I wouldn't do a track day on it. But yeah, very pleasant. Definitely worth one to consider. If this is the sort of thing you're looking for, definitely worth coming down to Cardiff M&P's, booking a test ride and having a chat with the salesman. Like I say, there are offers on at the moment, pricing offers, but you need to talk to the salesman to find out exactly what's on offer. Park the bike up. Now, before we go, a couple of little things. I have to say an enormous thank you to, hang on, find neutral, there we go. I have to say an enormous thank you to M&P's in Cardiff for allowing me to take the bikes out. They graciously allow me to take out any of the demo bikes on basically a demo ride, which is what you do, and then I film it and review it for my channel. I will, for the sake of full disclosure, point out that Mrs. Grumps does work for M&P's the company, but that has no bearing on what I say or think concerning the bikes. Whenever I test ride a bike, they are my opinions and my thoughts when I test ride them. You may think different, so please do the test ride for yourself, and I keep on saying please do double check your facts and figures. I may have got them wrong. Nobody's perfect, not even me, not even the wife. I better cut that bit out. No, more importantly, there we go, that's it folks, that's my review done. Side stand, where is it? There it is. Nice and easy to get. Really nice bike, definitely worth considering if this is your cup of tea. The big question, would I buy one? Would I spend my own hard-earned little bits of paper with a Queen's head on? Yes, I would. I would own one of these. In fact, I'd like to own one, but I can't afford it at the moment. I don't have the finances to afford one at the moment, and I don't really have a use for it in my garage, if you know what I mean. It would be a sunny Sunday toy, and to be honest, financially that's not viable. But really nice bike, definitely worth considering. Definitely get yourself down here, take it for a test ride. There are loads of other models. You know, there's a massive range of bikes here now, including the new CF Moto bikes, which I will be reviewing in due course. So definitely worth popping in to have a chat. And on a Friday and Saturday, the coffee shop's open on the mez floor. So you can get a coffee as well, even better. Right, I'm off ski. Folks, please, whatever you're doing, be safe, ride safe and have fun. And of course, Mrs. Grumps will not be very happy. Toodles! Right, coffee time.